The Business Journal Roundtable Series is sponsored by iSynergy, creative digital advertising.
So that brings us to content marketing. And that's a term that, I don't know, I guess maybe it was always here, but it reached my brain about 20 years or so ago. So what is content marketing and how has it changed what you do?
Content marketing is technically usually refers to more like blogs and things like that. How you would differentiate that from selling or the selling sort of marketing instead of content marketing is that it typically is content that is like how to, here's a tip, here's interest. It's content that just draws interest from your target demographic or your target audience, but it doesn't directly sell. And that's probably overall the biggest difference, I would say. Usually there's a lot more volume, which connects to AI. I know that's another topic today. And writing blogs that are 600 words or 450 or something like that, takes a lot more time than writing a social media post with 280 characters or something,
Jeff, how do you use content marketing?
Yeah, a number of ways, but it doesn't have to be digital. So for example, our most successful business development tool for a B2B client is a magazine that they do. They get more, it's B2B, it's a financial institution, it's in several markets now, and most of our leads come, but we are not selling the client's product so much as we're sharing who their customers are and their stories, and other people like that want to read the stories of these entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And so, but of course they find out in the stories that they work with my client and they get their financing through my client, and that leads to business. So that'd be, of course, we're trying to sell, we're using the content to try to sell, but it's not direct selling. In this case, it's storytelling about people who happen to then, of course, utilize our client, and then that drives business. So that would be an example. So of content marketing. It's not social media driven, but it's content marketing.
Yeah, content marketing at its core is developing content to place that company or that brand as the authority in their space. It doesn't matter if it's digital, doesn't matter if it's a magazine. What they're doing is you're setting up your client to be the authority in their space. So that way people look at them, they follow them. They're like, yep, it's good content. I want to read and understand and digest everything that this brand puts out because it's good content. It's not a 400-word blog that doesn't give you anything. If you have a 2,000-word blog that actually dives deep into a topic that people will bookmark and they'll share on social media, then you set yourself up as being the authority, and it's not just some, hey, here's a top 10 list. So that's kind of, at its core, it's the content, setting yourself up as the authority. All the channels are just the activation of that content, and then when you get them on site, it's the psychology of, data is currency now. So you get them to sign up, you get their email address, so that way you can remarket to them, and it's the funnel or the flywheel, whichever platform you talk to. And it's just nurturing that lead and that audience down the funnel till they get to the sales side.
But not only do you have conversion opportunities with content marketing, particularly digital, you have to bring in the whole SEO aspect to that. So if you're writing content with the notion of making your client an authority or making them relatable to a potential consumer, but you're also peppering that with those SEO terms and those backlinks, you're getting like George said, you're spending a lot more time on that, but the payout could be greater from a business perspective. So it's, I'd say 80%. Yeah, it lasts longer. Mm-hmm.
It also is useful if you use what we call a pillar content strategy. So if you're writing that blog that is 10 things, I can break that into 10 social posts. So now I'm able to drip that on my social. So it's not this whole other bucket that's over here that I have to do. It is a part of the mix of everything. And how do you sort of get legs out of what you're doing? We like to look at how can I educate, how can I engage, and how can I entertain, or sort of the three buckets we try and look at of what is going to make great content for clients.
The Business Journal Roundtable Series is sponsored by iSynergy, creative digital advertising.